had to sort of change as a leader from when you first got the job? And I said this to you over at lunch when I was thinking, Ilana, is her skills different now to when she first did her first one-to-one, her first performance review? I don't know if you've performance managed anyone out currently, or if you've ever done that. But those first time things, have you sort of evolved over the last sort of year or so?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, how many mistakes? What times I thought, oh, definitely shouldn't have said that. Definitely shouldn't have said that. And so yeah, absolutely, right? Absolutely. And I think it's very different. Before, especially because I went from like 12 years of being a sales contributor, and it was all about me, right? It was me for like 12 years. I mean, it was amazing. But it was just me, right? And then suddenly, it wasn't anything to do with me, and it was all about this team that's in front of me, and it's all about them. And that doesn't just change overnight.
Did you find it hard to adjust to that?
Yeah.
All about me. What about me? So then.
Well, it was less about what about me. It was more about my way is the right way, or my way is the only way.
Right.
Right. So it's less about going and saying, okay, go and do this or change it this way. It's more about helping to get people to see how to progress or develop, and it's about asking questions and getting that out of them rather than just saying, go do that. That's not going to help anyone.
What advice would you give to a new manager they've got the aspirations to go into leadership? Maybe they've been quite dictatorial. They know how to do the job, but they're not used to asking questions or coaching and mentoring like that. How do they change their style?
Honestly, they need to speak to other people. The best thing that I did was find a network of people who had just moved into being a leadership, or recently from an AE, or people who have done similar roles, and ask them, to be honest, what they did. You learn from your own mistakes, but you also learn from other people's mistakes. And so I would definitely recommend building a network and giving yourself time, and it being okay knowing that it will take that time, to be honest. And I would ask the team. I would always ask for feedback. I think feedback is such an important thing. I'd always ask for feedback, and then I got a team that will give me feedback, which is great. And I think that's so important. You only learn from that. You only learn from your mistakes.
What have you learned about yourself since taking up this leadership role?
Wow.
Should you have done it?
I love it.
Really?
I absolutely love it. I can't tell you, and don't get me wrong, I work a lot, it's definitely, it comes with its challenges in many different ways. It keeps pushing me, but I love it. And I feel like I am doing something that I was meant to do, quite honestly. I also feel like I'm right at the beginning. It's amazing when you shift, it's like I've done 12 years working in tech sales, right? 12 years in tech sales. And now I feel like I've started my career all over again.
Really?
It's so incredible. Yeah.
Have you got any tips for new managers out there about how to get their people performing in a leadership role? Because if you've been a successful individual contributor, normally you're trying to replicate you. You're thinking, well, do what I do and you'll be successful.
Yeah.
What's your view on that?
Build trust. You have to build trust first. You have to let people trust you that you can help them. It's not about the answers, or what to do, or better. It's more they trust you that you will help them. Then they will be open to it, and then you can work together. And if you can prove success in that way, they will benefit from it.
Let's move on to events, because I noticed on your profile, as I said, I scour people's LinkedIn profile when I look. You've just got back from the Braze event over in Israel. Mm-hmm. I scoured a bit more before that, and there's an event in London. When you do events, what are you expecting from them? Are they working for Braze, or do you think they work in general in sales?
Absolutely, which tells me that I have been neglecting my LinkedIn profile and activity, because this month alone we've done Madrid, Israel, Amsterdam, London, Paris.
Wow.
So
All face-to-face events?
All face-to-face
And you've been to all of them?
Bar Madrid.
Wow.
I didn't go to that one. Yeah, it's been a lot of flights this month. But I personally think that yes, they're all Braze have essentially been doing a bit of a tour, which is great. I think there's so much benefit in them. I don't think you don't go to an event thinking I'm going to go sign a contract. That's not where you do business, right? You build relationships. I think events are so beneficial because one, you get to bring people into the community of the company, right? You're a person. They get a feel for the actual business itself, for the culture. They get they get to talk to customers, and it's not a formal thing. It kind of removes all of these formalities, and you get to see people for who they are, and they're just people. And I think when you're face to face in a meeting room, you've still got this kind of professional. I'm sitting here with my laptop and my notebook, and we're looking at a presentation and the slides and whatever it is, or you're on a computer and and even further away from them, right? You can only see their face, and then when you're at an event, you're just normal. And I think that nothing else does the same as what events will do, where you can just talk to people as people without formalities, and that's how you build business.
Let's talk about a subject that you're particularly passionate about. And it's a subject that we've had on the show for the last 3 years, is about women in technology. One of the things I noticed about Braze was it was the best place for women for 2022, great places to work. Now, for the listeners out there, what is a great place for women to work in tech? I don't even know how that award come up, but what is it? What does that mean?
I mean, so in fairness, I don't know exactly what Braze did, what the criteria was to actually get that award. But again, very proud to work for a place where we won that award. I think my personal perspective on this is twofold. One, it's the women working in technology, and for me that's a case of working in a place where I feel like I have the same opportunity as anyone else. I have a voice that's going to be heard and listened to. I have the same career aspirations as anyone else, and I have the ability to actually achieve it. It doesn't matter what gender I am or anything else, to be honest. And I think for me 100% Braze gives that, right? Where I don't see myself as any different to anyone else. And so I think that's one side. And then the other side is obviously, being a mother. I'm not personally a mother. But, I know, taking time out from work, the fact that it's, people talk about it as taking time out from work to have children in itself, the way that language is used is also something to think about. And I think the way that, what Braze does is that it sets up a place where, you can still develop through your career, even if you're on maternity leave or even paternity leave, where it gives an environment to make women feel comfortable after they have had a child and they are back at work, and, the facilities in the office, where, just because you've had a child, that doesn't mean that you then, your body goes back to normal straight away, and things are still different. And so I think there are two parts of it. So again, I don't know what the criteria was for that, but both as, for women who want to be mothers and want to still have a career and develop, it's incredible for that. And then also, to be able to be seen as anyone else.